we'll turn it over to, I guess, Katie.
We have to speak to this thing every time?
Katie Lineker, Assistant City Attorney.
Chad Randall. Ooh, too close. Assistant Police Chief.
Lorraine James, Director of Human Resources.
And Ron Fraser, Deputy City Manager.
Chris Basie, Pearland POA.
Master Brett, Pearland POA.
Scott McReynolds, Pearland POA.
Davis Foe, Pearland POA.
And I'm Jay McClellan with TMPA.
Well, good morning, everyone. And the first order of business is the new business, and it's discussion and possible action regarding establishing ground rules for meet and confer meetings taking place in 2025 between the city and the Pearland Police Officers Association. And the city, Katie is going to be handing out potential ground rules that the city had prepared, and I don't know if y'all had some too, if you wanted us to consider anything that y'all may have thought about. These are just our first suggestions for ground rules, and wanted to start off with that. I think if we needed to caucus and y'all to read over those, or if there's... Oh, sure. Sure, I think that would be very efficient. And y'all know which room you're supposed, you have for your caucus?
Okay.
Oh, no, what, I think for caucuses, it's more informal than that. Usually if they, whenever they want to come out, then they would. I don't want to put anybody on any time constraint. are you, I guess it's 9:18. We were thinking about trying to, possibly for anyone who might be listening or recorded, we're 9:18. Y'all are back, the Police Association's back from Caucus. What do y'all have for us? What do we need to look at and look at revising, or
Okay.
what are y'all's thoughts?
Yeah, so if you'll go to section 4, we just want to clarify this, and I'm not sure exactly what the intent was, but first meeting rules, second meeting presentation by PPOA. We're thinking third meeting would be the presentation by the city, and then the fourth meeting would be negotiations, and then with a possible fifth meeting. We're fine with the no addition, anything being presented at the fourth meeting, no additional presentation for that, but we need some time between meeting 3 to discuss what y'all's proposals are.
Okay, so,
The way this read to us was the third meeting shall be the last meeting for each additional, or the city shall present its issues and may respond to PBOA's issue third meeting. The third meeting shall also be the last meeting for any additional items to be presented. And then no addition, no issues shall be presented at the third meeting except for mutual
consent.
mutual consent. So it just reads funny to us.
we just, and we can certainly make clarifications on that. I think what y'all are saying is that you're fine with everything, but you want to have it understood that you need time and up until the
Right.
fourth meeting to respond to the city's issues, right?
Yes, so second meeting would be our presentation to y'all, telling y'all what we would like to see.
Okay.
Third would be y'all's presentation to us, telling us what y'all would like to see. And then the fourth would be the negotiation with a possible fifth meeting.
So basically adding one additional meeting, the fourth being the last meeting unless we agree to.
Oh, okay, the fourth meeting would be the one with the negotiations, okay.
Yes.
So that would be an opportunity to respond both sides, PD, city, and we discuss what was presented in the previous 2 meetings.
Okay,
I think it leaves room in case there's an issue that arises from what the city presents to us, that we still have room to respond to that also.
of course. So,
Yeah,
so
we
like, as a
want to go sleep on y'all's presentation.
Well, no. And I don't think any of us intended to say, okay, we're going to lay it out there and y'all have to respond right away. I think what we were thinking we were saying, which is why we have to discuss this, is what we intended to say was that we wanted to just lock in the time that we weren't going to bring up new issues at the third meeting, and we're all good with that. It's just the issue of we want to,
So that would be, in the fourth meeting, everyone, like, that's the last opportunity. Everyone's presented all of their things.
Okay.
And if something arose, there is that space for it.
at the fourth meeting.
Yeah.
Okay,
If-
okay.
And that's the last
Gotcha.
spot. That's the space.
Oh, because that was like, okay, because yeah, I think y'all are wanting to make sure to preserve your right to respond to us by the fourth meeting and
Make changes that want to be made.
make changes that would want to be changed. And a response to that could conceivably be, you want to make sure it's not viewed as a new issue that you can't bring up.
Yeah, if y'all bring up something and we need to say, okay, we're okay with that, but we want this because you want this. So actually, I would say it would read that the fourth meeting, we could still bring in issues. The fifth meeting would be the, I don't see that I don't see that happening, but again, depending on what y'all propose, we want to be able to counter that.
Okay.
Yeah, so instead of this part saying, instead of this sentence saying no additional issue shall be presented after the third meeting, it should just say no additional issue shall be presented after the
Fourth meeting. Sorry, I made that confusing, but yeah.
So it gives everyone a chance to
Right.
give one final look at everything.
Anything else that y'all are
Yes,
thinking?
the only other thing is time off, PPOA. We just wanted to clarify exactly what was meant by that. So, and we had discussed this, we had kind of discussed today with the chiefs and what we were allowed to do. So are you saying that, that we can come here if we're scheduled to work, but you can't get overtime? Are you saying, I'm not exactly sure exactly what, shall not be responsible for paying the PPOA members to attend, meet, and confer? Are you talking about general meetings or meeting members? Are you talking about the board members that are seated at the table? What are you referring to? Our thought process is this: if it's during an on-duty time, we're allowed to attend the meeting, but you're not going to get overtime for coming if you're off, and no member would be paid to come and sit and watch the proceedings.
And the chief had this discussion. I was present yesterday, and I know the chief's intent is what Scott said. So on the flip side, let's say you're off today, right? And you spend 4 hours here today. The chief's intent is that you would get 4 hours off on another day during this pay period.
So basically flexing your time.
Correct.
So Chris could take off 4 hours at a later time for being here. Okay,
For
that's
the
fair.
people that are
Within the work period.
within the work period.
That's
It has
fair.
to be in the same.
That's fair.
So basically, it'll count as hours worked, but not.
Right. Fair.
And did we have, I think, 5 members?
6. We need 6 because
Well,
Cagle.
we have 5 plus a legal representation.
Okay.
Just the way it's written in there now. 1, 2, 3, yeah.
Well, it said including the
There's-
chief spokesperson, so we didn't know,
Yeah, there's 5 of us
Yeah,
plus
so-
Cagle.
plus Cagle.
Yes, 6 technically,
Do we need to present to you in writing the members, or being that the board is set? I'm assuming you'd only need it in writing if we were an acting or alternate.
Yeah, on the last page, I think, I think usually we would want to have the people that are expected to be here all the time, simply because we all get used to each other's faces. And then list an alternate 1 or 2, I think, is what I had envisioned, but I'd want to make sure to check with my folks to make sure that was my thought on it. Anything, because we're going to probably caucus and then work on wordsmithing the language and then probably come back and have a red line of it, if that sounds good to y'all.
Perfect.
But anything else that y'all have a concern about or thoughts? Anything clarifying we can do?
Nope.
Or we know we need to come back and clarify. There we go. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. We are 9:27 and we'll be back soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey Gladys, are you staying in this room?
Yeah, quit wordsmithing this. I think we're gonna, I know what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this.
So Katie's gonna get it up on the screen.
With
so
the
that-
red line.
Yeah, instead of trying to print, and that way we can all just read it, or like the word that needs to be changed or whatever.
We can all talk about it here and then print it out. Dang, they got the air conditioner going full blast.
It's smoking hot in that room. It's probably 85, 90 degrees in that room, yeah.
Usually cold.
It is smoking hot in
Well,
there.
it might
We figured
not
y'all were
be.
trying to heat us up.
It's warmer than it is here.
I was trying to decide what to wear today. I was like, I'm gonna wear my sweater jacket because it's warmer. Because it's usually cold in this building.
Yeah, it's getting punched in the face walking in that room. Actually feels good after being here though.
What now?
That's how old you email.
This is,
Just the coffee pantry.
I just, yeah. I've actually
Got it.
it's been over 2 months.
That makes sense.
Is there something weird with this room that it takes longer for the ClickShare to like recognize my computer? Or my
So that's what we're doing right now? The room block's already sold out.
Oh my God.
But the next room block is filling up, but the room block is,
Yeah,
we have an agent, one that's
Lincoln, but that's as far as it goes.
I missed it last.
Is that doing that? When we have our presentation.
Generally,
she's supposed to. She's supposed to. She
either way.
hasn't gotten. She's in Mexico.
There we go.
Do that right now.
So much.
Okay, it's slow, but it's recognizing it. Oh,
There it is.
all right.
Now I go.
So I'm redlining the same copy that y'all have in print, so hopefully it's easy to see changes. Okay, so up to 16 members. Wait, am I?
Yeah, you're live.
I don't want to yell into the mic. Okay, and then you had asked about putting the alternates in writing. And so what we did modifying is to, at the bottom of it, where there's the list and the lines, I also added a place to put 3 alternates. So we can go ahead and have those in writing now for both sides, put it at the same time we're discussing all the rest of this. So then that way, we don't have to worry about notice before agendas get posted, anything like that.
Because life happens.
Exactly. Somebody gets a car accident, somebody gets sick.
Don't be wishing that evil on us, Ricky Bobby.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So
Fender bender.
that would be the set list of alternates also.
That would be the idea. But the way the rules are written now it allows for if both sides feel like we need to change something later, somebody retires, somebody goes out because they have surgery, and we need to add, someone's going to be out of the negotiations for 3 months on FMLA. We can go back and we can add somebody to the list. But barring something like that, this would be the list that we use moving forward. And then based on your question earlier, modifying instead of the third meeting shall be the last meeting at which any,
No, that's wrong, sorry.
oh,
The one that says no additional issue shall be presented after.
Fourth.
sorry. Okay, so
The third meeting shall be the last meeting.
so
Fourth meeting.
both of those should be
Both of those
fourth.
should be-
Sorry. Okay.
Does that mean?
That's
y'all
that
wanted-
to allow for y'all to come back following the city's presentation.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. Okay. And just to clarify and articulate a little bit as far as if you're on schedule, if you're off schedule during posted meetings.
This was our attempt to memorialize what Chief Randall had discussed about everyone had talking about with Spires prior to our negotiations about this. And so this was our attempt to clarify, but let us know if it caused further problems.
Basically, if you're here,
Flex it. Yeah. Yeah, that, we agree to that.
Okay. All right, Felix.
I feel better already.
All right, and then the only other change was just adding the lines for the alternate members so we can, and the idea would be for all of these to actually physically write, once we get the agreed rules, we can all just physically write the names on the list rather than me typing everything in.
And then, of course, the other blank that we have that I noted on duration of rules and the tentative scheduling for the dates. Of course, the duration of rules shall not expire before. Sometimes entities do that at the, September, if we think it's going to go that long, or we can set whatever date we wish to as far as the duration of these rules. It was basically just to tie these rules down to this session, this group of negotiations, but and it's unless terminated earlier. But I realized I just saw that blank as we.
Yeah, I would think that the rules would be in effect until a contract is reached. Whether it takes 5 meetings, 8 meetings, 3 meetings, or 4 meetings would be the minimum. But the rules would be in effect until we have an agreed upon contract.
Well,
Okay with that?
usually that's a duration, like a calendar date. Because we would say that they're the fiscal year or something. Or,
Could we put some verbiage in there saying, they expire
those are-
October 1st, or
unless
whenever a
terminated.
contract is agreed upon, depending on which one's first.
till an agreement's negotiated?
Execution of the contract.
I would say upon execution of an agreement.
Okay.
Or ratification of an agreement
Agreement,
Yeah.
yeah. Or,
by the
Or
PPO. And
October 1st or September
Yeah.
30th or whatever it
if
is.
you have to have a date, it'd be October 1st, but they would go out upon ratification of an agreement.
Okay.
I would say upon ratification by the membership in the city.
Yeah, but
Because we could
ratification
have
of
our
all
fifth,
parties.
we could have our fifth meeting and y'all could go for ratification with your members and say, okay, they didn't take it.
Right.
We're coming back.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a little longer, right? Okay,
So, seems small, but probably should be September 30th.
right.
Okay.
Because that's actually the last.
Yeah, it's last day of the
fiscal year.
Okay.
Good catch. Do we want to print these out with the accepted changes and then also at the same time talk about the meetings or?
Okay. Any other changes that,
Yeah, or any other changes or thoughts?
Chris?
I'm reading through these previous rules and it said, this says upon ratification of the agreement, but this one says, expires on a certain date unless terminated early by mutual consent.
That language in there.
We've got that part. Oh, okay, yeah, I do see, or unless terminated early by mutual. Okay.
those don't have the newest change though, I'm sorry.
Already active.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
I've just been, because I can print directly upstairs, and so I've just been printing it.
Yeah, upon ratification of the agreement.
And
So-
that allows, if they stay in effect, if you can't come to an agreement or your membership votes against it, and you say, well, maybe we'll come back and see if we can make some changes. That makes sense.
So I think those paper copies have everything except what we can see on the screen right now. Do you want me to print out new paper copies, or so you have that red line also, or?
So, what's the idea behind printing the names? You don't want to just type those in?
I mean, I can do either way. I just,
And then the meetings of the,
it won't look as pretty.
but usually we want to have signatures too. Yeah, I mean, we're writing/signing them in person here, right? That was basically just a made-up reason off the cuff, because I'm just usually handwriting. I'm not used to having all this fancy technology here.
This is about the,
That's obviously the.
Years out of it.
Print them after this next go round of printing?
I mean, really, we just need one copy that we're all going to sign anyway.
Correct, and then make a copy of it for you.
I don't need it.
okay. Okay, so based on that red line that you have and what we have up here on the screen, do y'all want to go back in caucus? Are you comfortable with this? And should I go
good.
ahead and accept changes and print a final copy?
Yes, we're good.
The other thing is future meeting dates. There are spaces on this document for the future meeting dates. Are we able to decide any of those while we're here today? Or do we want to handwrite those on the document after we've written down names and,
Yeah, I think we need to agree to them before we leave today so that we can all schedule them. But,
right?
But I don't care if they're typed or handwritten in there. Yeah.
I know,
Get
right?
out the calendar.
I had to say that.
We had some tentative dates that we talked about it.
Oh, good.
So we can kind of see if that works for y'all. Chris, if you want to.
We talked about April 17th, May 1st, May 8th, May 20th, and
Whoa.
April 7th, let's talk about April 17th.
Yeah, we can deal with it.
May 1st, 8th, 20th, and 27th.
April 17th, Katie and I are not available. But if you are, Chad, that's Police Chief's Conference.
16th?
The 17th, that week of the 14th through the 17th is the Police Chiefs Conference, the Texas, and Katie and I are speaking on that week. And Friday's that Good Friday, so nobody. Yeah, police chiefs. Yeah, fire chiefs are like, we don't care about that, right? This is. Oh, it is then too? Oh, okay.
Just not at the beginning of the week.
What about the 10th? Anybody got anything on the 10th?
April 10th works for me.
Can you have the presentation?
What about y'all?
April 10th?
I may have a conference.
And so that would be the meeting that y'all would do your
Presentation.
Yes, April 10th, I will be in Austin for a conference.
11th?
I will
I'm
be
coming
at a
back late on the
conference.
11th, I'm sorry.
Okay. So
What about the morning of the 14th? Our conference starts later the 14th.
I could do the 14th, April 14th, Monday, April 14th.
Are y'all going to the FOP Springboard meeting?
I'm not going to FOP Spring.
I think the 14th works for us. You want to?
That'll
I guess
already
we'll
be
get.
done.
You want to call Kate and see if the 14th works for him? or is
Sweet.
that-
Text him right now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And then the next one, I think, so 4/14, then we've got May 1st, I am unavailable. April 30th, I am available.
What was the next date we were looking at?
We're in May 1st.
May 1st, and I have a conflict.
The 2nd?
I have a conflict at May 1 and 2, and then that
What if we did the 30th?
the 30th, I'm good for that.
Everybody good on the 30th?
I can do April 30th.
Chris? Presentation.
I feel like whatever meeting's next is probably going to be most of our discussions.
Everybody's here.
Which one, the,
Well, so after the 30th,
yes.
What about the 5th through the 9th? Anybody got
I am
that week?
I am out all that week, as is, I know Lorraine is, because TMHRA.
4 days later.
Okay. So the 12th through the 16th?
I'm open.
It's only going to be an issue if y'all have police week stuff.
That's his, what now?
that is true. We probably
Yeah.
need to check to make
Yeah.
sure the city manager. But let's work on tentative dates for all of us, and
Okay.
we'll go back upstairs, verify dates.
we got right now 4:14, 5:30, and possibly the week of
4:30.
4:30. Yes, and then the week of May 12th. That's a police officer.
Well, do y'all want to move it to the 19th to the 23rd?
Probably only an issue if they have honor guard
There's
I can't do
two of us, but neither one of us are going to Austin.
Well, that's DC.
DC, oh, that's DC. Oh, I actually
DC.
might be in DC. The 19th to the 23rd?
I have jury duty on the 19th.
Let's,
that whole week.
let's go back to the week of the 12th. I just won't go to DC. Are you going to DC?
I'm out of the office the May 14th, 15th, 16th.
So,
That don't work anyway.
She said she couldn't.
I have jury duty,
I'm out.
but I shouldn't hopefully be picked. It'd be the 21st, 22nd, or 23rd. I'm free.
He's out. What about the 26th through the 30th?
26th is Memorial Day, so everybody who has kids and lives.
So I will say, beginning that week, I am personally out for 3 weeks. Big vacation for family, but
You have an alternate.
I have, so I don't want anybody to,
I would actually prefer for you to be here. I know you're probably stunned, but I would actually prefer for you to be here. So,
that would put us really.
I don't.
mid-June.
Can we find something in May? Is there a day in May that we can all agree on?
I think there is.
16th.
Okay, well, because May 12th through the 16th, there were a few conflicts there.
What'd you say?
The 16th,
It's just me, the 19th through the 20.
you got to remember too, that's graduation area. So my kids graduate in high school and college, and I also have a memorial service in Kansas to be
I
at.
thought we were going to be pushing it back.
Okay, so we're into the first week of June, then. Who would be your alternate? Just wanna know.
Probably. I know Savage is going to be listed as.
First week in June, I'm in St. Louis.
First week of June is problematic for me too, so.
If we can focus.
we're getting to the point where it's going to conflict with budget prep, so we need to make sure that we don't go too much further. So hopefully we can look back at May
Yeah, let's go back. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we need to scrub every day.
and try to shoehorn some of these dates in there somehow.
Is there, I know this is fast, guys, but is there a day on the week of the 20th or the 26th that y'all could present? In April, and then we could keep the 30th for the third meeting?
Yeah.
Adding
Date
something
between.
yeah, April 20th, because here's the deal. I mean, we're going to present, then y'all present, and then really, if we did it that way, the 30th would be the big meeting.
If we,
I'm in Michigan the 24th and 25th, so it'd be 21st, 22nd, 23rd.
I can do one of those 3 days.
I can make any.
Let's do that.
What date?
Yeah,
Yeah.
421 through 422.
So let's,
Mike can do
the 21st tentatively?
22nd.
22nd then?
Or 23rd.
Jake, would you do the 21st? Because I guess when I walk upstairs, I want to be able to say 21st, 22nd, 23rd, if we know.
I can, but Cagle cannot.
Okay. So
He has 22nd, 23rd, morning of the 25th.
Okay, so we know 22nd, 23rd, or potentially. Okay.
If we did, 23rd, that would give exactly a week to the next meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Someone was out the 24th and 25th from over there, but I'm free for that week.
So we're looking at 14th, and then 22nd or 23rd, and then the 30th. And then that would give us our 4 meetings, and if we needed to push to a 5th meeting, can we find a date for that?
Let's try to find something. See if we can find
it.
at least one.
19th, I'm the only one that has the 19th of May. I'm the only
I will say, I'll start with May 5th through the 9th. I'll make any of those work. I've got some stuff. I will say the one thing with May 8th, I know that was mentioned earlier, is that is the city's annual food truck piece. And so I know city management and stuff is going to need to be out there. You know, I mean,
Right.
it starts at 11, so it could be
We
that
can't
we
do that.
schedule a shorter meeting that day, like only a 2-hour meeting or something like that. Could be a possibility.
Is Cinco de Mayo a city holiday?
No.
Might be after this.
Ray and I can't do the week of May 5th.
Okay, so none of y'all.
It's the TMHRA conference, so.
So then we get to that next week, which was the 12th through the 16th. It seems like
I'm free on that week.
That's the police week.
That's the police officer Memorial Week.
so the 14th.
I'm out the 14th, 15th, 16th.
About 13th.
It's police week.
I'm personally out of state, but again, that could be potentially the 5th meeting.
I'm good with 13th, but
22nd or 23rd, they want to go upstairs and ask, but it's either the 22nd or 23rd.
14th, the 22nd or 23rd is the second one. I got confused. The 30th is the third meeting.
So we're talking about scheduling the fourth meeting.
May 13th.
Well,
DC is May 13th through the 16th.
Yeah.
This is the 5th, because this is the
So
first.
what's the
Second,
fourth?
third,
'Cause I'm-
fourth.
This is the first, then the next one would be April 14th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is the
Today
first.
is the first.
Yeah.
Right? And then, I know, me too, and then
We're in the first one.
so the 14th,
My bad. I
22nd, 23rd,
Makes sense
was
now.
number
30th.
2.
In general, if we're able to do Fridays, I think there may be greater flexibility on Fridays. I mean, definitely we need to come up with as many possible dates as we can, but
the
something to
16th.
keep in mind.
And then I'm sorry, May 19th through the 23rd.
May 19th through the 23rd is, I had jury duty on the 19th.
With,
And,
20th would be, 19th or 20th would be the only days I'm available. I could do that.
I can do the
It
20th.
sounds like that's possible.
Yeah.
it's a possible date. What about May 13th? Did we?
I could do either one of those.
So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days that we can go back up to our group, because again, we gotta make sure.
I'd prefer to look at the 13th simply because I don't need Julia getting picked for a jury and not being able to be here on the 20th.
May 13th is the day honor guard leaves to go to DC.
What time?
I don't know any of that. I just know that the dates for the 13th.
Are you going to DC? I'll give up DC for this. So we're the only two. I know. I'd love to go, but it is what it is. This is more important than
Yeah,
than
I
that.
understand. Just letting you know.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And if it comes to it, I may jump a later flight.
Optimally, Scott, if that's the 5th meeting, that's the optional one anyway.
Right.
And then I imagine we're just doing some housekeeping on whatever we're looking at.
That's the hope.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
So
So the 13th then?
take that for what you want.
That good with you, Jay? 13 good with Cagle? Okay.
Which then also leaves us some room if we have to add another mutually agreed on
I mean,
meeting,
we may
there's
get
space
upstairs
in there
and
for
we may
it.
There's
find
space
out.
and time for it. We're
Yeah.
not so hard upon.
Right, hard up against budget or whatever.
Find out that several of these meetings aren't good for the city manager, and we'll have to come back. So, but we'll go up there and find out.
All right.
Good? All right. Thank y'all.
Okay, but we're printing this off and signing it? No, we're not doing any of that yet.
And we're waiting for y'all to go talk to him?
Yeah, we need to make sure that.
Yeah, no. I just want to make sure we're.
No.
Yeah, we're not.
I was expecting good news. We're good.
Might as well just keep going, stay on, right?
I think we probably will.
All right, thanks, y'all. So we had some suggestions of alternate dates, or not alternate dates, but we caucused and we remember discussing 4/17, and we had said, oh, we had a conference, but the conference is in Galveston. So would the afternoon of the 17th, Thursday the 17th work?
Okay, that would replace what?
14th.
That would replace the 14th.
I can do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I have honor guard training, but me and Bo just miss it.
Okay. And we thought it would start at maybe 1:30 or 2 p.m.
Like, yeah, 2 to 6.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And we also thought that, and I don't know if you noticed in the agenda when we said, we wanted to post, for possible consideration of what y'all might want for us, we didn't want to like put any words in your mouth for possible discussion on item 2C. We would also want to post that we want y'all's presentation, but we were also wanting to post that meeting to say possible discussion of the introduction of the cities. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, we wanted to listen to y'all
We'll have the option to.
and then have the option of us also do that to try to maybe, rather than be formulaic about it.
Speed things up. Okay, so
Yes.
we're not doing the 14th. I just got to,
Correct.
I'm trying to get my calendar correct here.
And it would be the afternoon of the 17th.
So noon,
2.
2 to 6.
2 to 6.
Yeah, 2 to 6. And then, then on the 30th, we were looking at the possibility of all day. If we thought, because our schedule is such that and then the next available date was May 20th. So we wanted, and that one could also be all day too. Don't want to put anybody's feet to the fire, but thinking if there was negotiations and things were going on, maybe we could do a lot of good work on the 30th. And then, of course, the 20th would be the most important one, I think, is what we thought, potentially the most important one, because the 30th, April 30th, if that was good, we can do it all day, or we can start whenever, but that would be, ideally, that would be the city's presentation if the city hadn't already started.
okay, so
Right.
nothing on the 22nd then?
Yeah.
We had calendar
We had too many
issues.
conflicts for the 22nd
Or the 23rd.
and May 13th, because that was when we discussed earlier in here. So, in an ideal world, April 17th, 2 to 6, y'all would get your presentation. The city would have the option to do its presentation that afternoon. And if so, then that means we could kind of cut out a potential meeting down the line. The next one would be April 30th, schedule it for pretty much all day, so that hopefully if on the 17th we both presented our sides, then that day we could spend the whole day just really nailing it down, negotiations. And then about 3 weeks later, on May 20th, hopefully come to the final agreement, and that gives you guys time to talk to your members in that 3-week time period and all that. So that's the hope.
And May 20th is the morning.
We're actually
Be all
open
day.
all day.
All day.
So we could once again kind of do an all day if we needed to try to work it out.
And that way y'all wouldn't miss your honor guard stuff either.
Yeah.
What kind of training? Can your wife come? The 20th is a problem for us.
No, I was the only one that couldn't be.
I know, but
Yeah.
you're the one I need the
But
most.
now that we're moving everything up,
You're that's the 5th meeting?
that's the
That would be
fourth.
the 5th meeting.
It'd be the 5th.
Oh, the 5th.
Well, it would be the 4th, actually.
That's the one.
Because,
Technically, it would.
because the 17th would be the 2nd, the 30th would be the 3rd, so the 20th would be the 4th.
Yeah, that's not going to work then. I need him here. He's the financial mind. We've got, okay, we've got today, we've got the 17th, we've got the 30th. So those are the two presentations. Yeah, that's the biggest. So, and then we would present on the 17th, y'all would present on the 30th,
Well, we're hoping
present on the
to
17th.
potentially present on the 17th so that when we come back on the 30th, we're working everything out. And that's one of the reasons we want the 30th to be an all-day.
Right.
So,
Can we just table the 5th meeting and see if we need it? Or do y'all absolutely want to schedule it? We can't do it on the 20th. I mean, you know, if we're going to be talking numbers and all that, I need him here.
Well, we could agree to set, because schedules sometimes change within the next ensuing month. I mean, sometimes not. I don't know, referencing
30th?
tabling, I mean, I think
What
we can
about-
all agree to, we can agree to do that.
Yeah, what about
I
May?
mean, we could.
I mean, we could agree to set meetings for the 17th and 30th and then additional meetings as needed, right?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm okay with that. You all okay with that?
I'm okay with
that's a great suggestion with that way, because that way, you know,
Sort of maximum flexibility.
we want to maximize our flexibility and, you know, because, are you available on the 19th?
No, that,
Okay, not that, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have jury duty. So I was just like, speaking of schedules changing, I'm just being hope springing eternal, not having to be in jury duty. But anyway, so yeah, okay. But
So
you could certainly-
17th and the 30th tentatively, and we'll on the 30th, we'll pick more dates if needed.
Correct,
Hopefully not needed.
hopefully. So, okay.
So did anyone have strong feelings on handwriting versus me typing in
You can
names?
handwrite them in.
I approve of the handwriting.
Yeah, handwriting's fine. Before we, let us talk to Cagle real quick, make sure that
Sure,
before we
that would
tidy
make
up.
sense.
oh, yeah.
Do you need him?
Yeah.
Go. Please do.
We figured today was formality, but from here on forward, we definitely need it.
And I've worked with him on these before. Is there a possibility, sometimes he has something going on, he can just join online? Are we good with that?
I'm fine with it. Anybody, I mean,
So basically
I'd be
just
fine
sending
with
him the
Cagle.
Zoom link?
Zoom link?
Sure, that's fine. We have the capabilities to do that in this room. Is that something that we should
I'm just
incorporate?
In case for Cagle's availability, that I think they were asking to see if we would object to that.
Oh,
If he
I don't-
needed to
I don't
do
have
it
a
at
problem.
times, if he has something come up. And,
I think at this point, anything that facilitates the schedule is beneficial.
yeah. We're all ears.
I just texted him, he's been responding fairly quickly, so.
Well, and, yes, we all hope his wife is better too. So, yeah, but like, as Mr. Frazier said, anything that facilitates the meetings and flexibility, we're all for it.
I think we're good to go ahead and just ink those in,
Okay.
those two dates, and then Cagle can work. We'll work with him and his schedule and whatnot. We'll get it worked out.
Okay, then let me print out a copy of,
And so basically we have an agreement that we can have anybody that needs to be at the table done remotely, correct? Either side?
Mhm.
Okay. I think that's fine. We all agree that a person remote meets the requirements for the quorum, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of like I think that would make sense. That's how the,
Just want to make sure we're all.
I know the 30th for sure. He already confirmed the 30th, but that 17th, we had originally talked about 14th. So I'm just confirming the 17th, but I think either way, the 30th is the most important.
that's the most important.
17th works.
Okay,
Okay, perfect.
solid.
And I just printed a copy, which should be coming down here shortly.
That date's
Yes. We're down.
So this has got to make for very boring TV to watch.
Somebody do something.
That works out better for me because I fly back in the 14th.
I'm
Hold on.
literally moving my info for the 30th. I'm driving a 28-foot U-Haul truck from northern Michigan to here, and we weren't expected to arrive till like midday on the 30th. So we'll be pushing some all-nighters getting back.
You better keep your logbook up to date.
I don't, let me
guy.
tell you something. That's one of those. That's one of those when I get pulled in, I'm just going to listen to them go. Actually, if you look at 396.6. Like, oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Does enforcement, that's stuff to watch out. Who does? No, a guy. Yeah, we're gonna watch out.
All right, so we have a paper copy. I put the dates on the paper copy. We've got blanks for your designated chief spokesperson, team members, and alternate members. This is just the cleaned up version that we were looking at earlier. And then I guess we just need everybody to write your names on it, so we know who's on whose team. And I changed the spacing a little bit so it would fit on 4 pages instead of the 2 lines on the 5th page.
We just write
Why
our
they
names
pay me
on
the
this,
big
or is
bucks.
this the signature?
It's printed name, right?
Print name, I think.
Put an initial next to it.
I'd rather it be
Because
legible.
y'all are gonna have to write down who the
We can
alternates
sign
are,
it,
'cause they're
Brett.
not here.
Right.
Need it, right? We can sign it, Brett. If they signed it, all the other ones, they
Yeah.
signed it.
Oh, sure. I'll sign it.
Print and sign.
Good thing I'm print.
There you go, sign them. But for the alternates, they're not here to sign, so
Right.
just.
You
Let's put it
There.
citizen from lobby.
are the chief spokesman.
Yeah.
We all pick up our readers.
What am I signing?
I was like, my lipstick's like,
We read that document 14 times. What am I signing?
just remember when we had COVID, it was all about the mask, so you never had to wear lipstick.
You know,
Now
it's
it's
over
like
there.
I just and lipstick, because it is like a homicide scene.
Magnet
Just
in
like,
the middle. Because I got like
It's
6
all
pairs of these
and
laying
people
around the
just
house.
like-
I'm just gonna get you the pair.
Giving up something if you got, if you resort to magnets.
I told her no.
Really would approve.
Giving something up. This is why people live here.
This day, for this
No,
day.
it's just one.
Well, in Houston, these few days
always
out of
that.
a year, right? I know, that's what I was gonna say. I know.
Oh,
that's what I was-
actually-
hey. No, that's what I mean. It's like, cause
Hopefully.
Cougs.
Yeah.
I was like, it's like you're sitting there, you can't go sit outside anywhere, and then right around the finals at law school would be these days, right? And you're like,
I got it.
Of that guy.
Yeah.
Of that one.
so that's, leave this for me.
Sir?
Look how young Katie is. She doesn't have her reading glasses. I'm surrounded by people here.
I'm putting you as our chief.
Okay.
That I what?
My handwriting is terrible. It shouldn't be forced into writing, but I have to.
Yeah, I could do that too. But I can ask her to email it. If she emails it to us,
And then you email it.
we can email it out.
When I was
It's just the rules, and it's gonna be on there.
younger, I couldn't
side too. So
We just need, so we can email that out to the guys, keep them as informed as
first one was practice one.
I'm scared.
You know,
They're
it's in
scared.
your face.
well, there's still people that don't think we should be doing that.
I didn't change,
will.
I didn't change any of mine.
Don't come talk.
Right.
Actually, really funny. I get called my husband's last name. I've never done it once, but it's not worth
My parents write my birth certificates with my name like that. I'm still, no. Mom and dad,
All right, y'all wanna take one look before we go make a copy?
Good. Good.
Chad's doing my job. I'm over here talking.
The alternates are Lawrence Provins, Rachel Winslow, who is the budget officer. Y'all wanna see?
Just gonna
So what do we do now?
make a
photocopy of
copy and
this?
get, yeah, that'd be perfect.
Gladys, is that something you can do?
Yeah, they make copies. So our first meeting is the 17th. I get back on the 6th, so somewhere. Yeah. Sure.
again?
Yes, we're doing Gringos again. But I'd like to have either this weekend, Friday, even maybe Monday night. But I want to have a board meeting before the 17th because I want everybody to
I would
agree
say
on it.
Monday night because I will be at the FOP board meeting the 11th through the 13th. I get my flight back on the 14th.
Monday the 14th.
Split it up.
No, I'm about to make a terrible.
Can you do Monday the 14th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need to do it that evening.
No, we can do it whenever that week.
Okay, so
the only
let's just-
thing I got. Go ahead.
You need help driving your in-laws back?
Me and my wife are gonna do it. We're flying up, and we're not bringing their cars back. We're just, it's
Drive.
well, just me and Sarah. We're gonna drive. We'll leave there.
Sarah and I, for the record.
Just took it back.
Okay, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. Sarah and I, for the record. No, we were gonna leave there on Monday and be back on Wednesday. Now we're gonna leave Sunday afternoon, and we'll be back on. It'll be fine. Let's
If
plan
something
on-
changes, you need somebody to help.
Yeah, yeah, and they want us to go to elementary school.
Let's schedule the 14th at my house for dinner to go over the presentation.
Is Killings open on?
I don't think it is. Killings isn't open on Mondays, is it? Huh? We can always do Central Texas barbecue.
That's Tuesday.
You good with Monday?
Yeah.
Okay, Monday the 14th meeting. Yeah.
If you don't like to host, my house is open.
We can do it yours or mine. I don't mind hosting. So, I think that's a little closer for Chris. I'm here in Lakes Highland Glen. Is that okay?
I live in the city.
So yeah. Okay. So all right. So
Visiting with
Those houses close to me, even though it's not close to me.
6:30, 7 o'clock. That's fine. Okay. We can go over the presentation, although everybody in the board will agree. You can tentatively fix. That gives you enough time to tentatively fix. Do not know. I got you.
Scar.
I did. But I've got to go take over to my daughter's house and
Save it
Hmm?
because 65.
his boyfriend used to find me.
Well, that's saving the money. This is great.
She needs to use it as an evaluation tool to determine whether or not there's
He's retired.
precisely.
It's gonna be.
We should do it.
Oh, nice.
He's like,
I sent my husband or go be a spouse.
I thought for sure, 'cause, like, he was like kind of doing that. I was just like, whatever, but I was not.
The guy who's lucky enough to marry my other daughter, your wedding will be in early March.
My wife's gonna go. Really?
Baseball season hasn't started.
Don't worry.
Final four
Send
hasn't
me video with you
colors.
staying with
Football season's about to
Oh, yeah.
And not only will there be no wedding,
No, she don't care. It's just
bridal shower,
Some person.
wedding shower,
something we did before y'all got there.
engagement parties, or anything else. during-
Wow.
We all have dogs.
I know.
Even vote.
Yeah.
That was before I quit watching the NBA. And the NBA playoffs.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Perfect.
Whatever.
We'll scan it and send stuff to you.
If you
All right.
ask why, deal's off.
All right. Do we? Oh, okay. no worries.
So do you hold on to this, or do I?
I would, if you would hold on to it and scan it, send it, that would be great, because I don't want any city record outside of the city.
That's fair.
Don't ask me why I have that rule now. I don't take the original and nothing.
She didn't go to the last.
That's true. It's true, we kind of collapsed these things. I'll do a recap. Oh, no, no, all good. All right, good morning, everyone. It's 11:23. We've signed the ground rules. And that was agenda item 2A. And then we also, without formally announcing, we also worked on the potential possible dates, and we've included that in the ground rules document that we've all signed. And hearing nothing else, I think we should, any other items that we'd want to discuss for future business? All right, hearing none, we will adjourn, and looking forward to meeting y'all April 17th. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.